Hey, good morning, and welcome to Reflect and Revive this morning. Pastor Tim. Just want to talk to you real quick about really just taking the long view. Last week I talked a little bit about the Apostle Paul, and I'm going to be really talking about him a little bit more this morning. Basically, the Apostle Paul said that his troubles were momentary. He said that they were light, small troubles. But I'm going to read you a verse this morning, and I want you to think about if these sound like small trials to you, if this is something that you would consider a small trial. In 2 Corinthians 11, 24 through 27, it says this: 5 different times the Jewish leaders gave me 39 lashes. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. Once I spent a whole night and a day adrift at sea. I have traveled on many long journeys. I have faced danger from rivers and from robbers. I have faced danger from my own people, the Jews, as well as from the Gentiles. I have faced dangers in the city, in the deserts, or on the seas. And I have faced danger from men who claim to be believers, but are not. I have worked hard and long, enduring many sleepless nights. I have been hungry and thirsty and have often gone without food. I have shivered in the cold without enough clothing to keep me warm. And Paul wasn't really finished there, okay? We may have to face different trials in our life, different just hardships in our life, but really I think your attitude says a lot about, how you approach those hardships, how you approach things when they're going tough. Okay, I work for Dominion Energy, and there is a portion of my job, but really 95% of my job that I absolutely love, and there is 5% that just it is the bane of my existence, and that's mitigation for our rebuilds. So a lot of times we have these transmission lines in the towers that are being replaced from substation to substation. And so prior to the construction crew actually going out there and moving things, I have to go and talk to property owners and ask them to move, if they have something that's on our easement that is going to be in the way, or really if it's just on the easement that's not supposed to be, like sheds, trampolines, pools, things like that. And I learned quickly that people love when you tell them what they can and can't do on their own property. So it's, I'll talk to some people, and it's crazy because I have to patrol and look at the list and see what's on the list. And I'm like, man, this person is going to be so angry, and they're going to, probably going to try and shoot me, and we'll send the letter out, or I'll go and I'll talk to the property owner, and I mean, they're as nice as can be, and and it's crazy because I'm just looking, I'm like, man, I would be so upset if someone came to me and was telling me that, and then I have others where it's just such a small thing that they have to move, and I'm thinking, this will be no big issue, and they are freaking out and like threatening to get their lawyer involved, and I'm like, man, this would take you like literally 15 seconds to move. And so it's kind of crazy because the way that we view our attitude, the way that we view things, the way that we take on different things on is so huge and so critical. And recently on one of these projects, it was yesterday. There's this older gentleman who we've been talking to, and essentially trying to help him out with getting something lined up to help him move his shed. He's an older man, lives by himself. He's got cancer. They're saying he's not going to live too much longer, and so I've talked with him several times, and I've tried to help him out, and we're trying to get him all squared away. And so I talked with him just yesterday, and I called him. There's one form that we need to get him to sign before we continue on, and I'm not going to use his name here, but I called him. I was like, hey, how you doing? And he said, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And I was like, that's good. And he paused, and he's like, well, actually, I'm not doing good. And I was like, oh no? He's like, no, I'm in the hospital right now. And I was like, why'd you answer my call? Why, what are you doing? And he's like, well, it's when my phone rings, I think it's rude not to answer, and I thought I should, and so he said, what are you calling for? I said, well, I got this form, I need to get, and he said, okay, well, why don't you, I probably won't be able to, they're keeping me throughout today and overnight, and And I said, hey, listen, don't even worry about that right now. I'm not even focused on that right now. And so he's like, no, 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 no. Like, I shouldn't have put this there. I put that shed there, and I know it's on the easement, and we need to go ahead and get it moved, and that's fine. He said, can you go ahead and just, if you have a form, if you could just leave it at my house, I'll take care of it when I get back. And it really just stuck with me throughout the whole day, that conversation, because it's just, he's got so much going on, and there's this situation that some people that would look at this as such a huge issue and such a huge problem, and here he is just going, no, not a problem, not an issue. I'll take care of it. Can you go ahead and just leave it there? And it just, honestly, I just sat there. I'm like, your attitude towards the things you're going through in life and towards your situation, it really can help, just kind of shape you, because, how can you bring down someone who refuses to be brought down? How can you, like, you bring them bad news, they're like, oh, it's okay, I'll figure it out, or something bad happens, oh, it's okay, and we as believers, I think we need to do that, because we're living for, eternity, all right? We have to, like, really just thank God that this life isn't all that there is, right? When we live our life, when we live for the next life, we discover that things here maybe aren't so bad. Okay, and so my challenge to you today is live your life with eternity in mind. All right, and maybe some of the things that happen won't seem so bad, and you'll be able to just have a good attitude towards. It's like, look, like maybe things, it's mild things, but not worth trying to steal my joy over. So just live life with eternity in mind. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love you guys. I'm praying for you, and I'll see you on Sunday. God bless.